What if I told you there's a straightforward brain hack that could make you actually enjoy pushing yourself? That could make you love doing the hard, uncomfortable things you keep procrastinating on? No, this isn't just about motivation or another productivity trick. Today I'm going to show you how to learn your brain, how to suffer, how to rewire your mind so you want the challenge. You crave self-improvement, and doing hard things becomes genuinely exciting. If you want to level up your mind and get the most out of life, tap that subscribe button and make sure you ring the bell. Because here on the Growth Mindset Project channel, we're all about unlocking your brain's true potential. Let's get real for a second. Most of us have no problem zoning out for hours playing video games, scrolling endlessly through social media, or binge-watching entire seasons of TV shows. 2 hours can go by in a blink with that stuff. Zero effort, total focus. But how about reading a challenging book, studying for a class, working out, or building your dream business for just 1 focused hour? Suddenly, it feels impossible. It's as if your attention just slips away. You know logically that working hard on your goals pays off infinitely more in the long term, but the motivation just isn't there. Why is that? Why does your brain resist valuable effort, but eagerly dive into distractions? It's not that you're lazy or lack willpower. The answer is actually rooted in how your brain is wired, a system built around a fascinating chemical called dopamine. Most people believe dopamine is about pleasure, but that's not quite right. Dopamine's real job is driving desire. It's why you crave certain things and feel compelled to take action. Want a vivid demonstration? Neuroscientists have discovered that if you stimulate a rat's brain to trigger dopamine, it will become obsessed, working itself to exhaustion, pulling a lever for more, even ignoring food, water, and sleep. But when researchers block dopamine, suddenly the rats lose all motivation. Even basic things like getting up for a drink aren't worth the effort. Yet, if food is put right in their mouth, they'll still eat. The desire to act, not just the pleasure itself, comes from dopamine. Here's the twist. With humans, your brain subconsciously organizes all your tasks, habits, and priorities based on the amount of dopamine it expects to get. If something releases only a little dopamine, you feel bored or uninterested. If something spikes dopamine, you chase after it again and again, even if it isn't good for you. Think about that. Every time you anticipate a text, a social media like, that familiar video game reward, or a delicious bite of junk food, your brain releases dopamine. You become like one of those lab rats, compulsively seeking your next reward. And with every hit, your desire for easy entertainment goes up, while your interest in effortful, rewarding work plummets. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with high dopamine stimuli. Our phones light up with notifications. Apps feed us endless content. Everything is designed to grab your attention and give you tiny, satisfying rewards. Over time, your brain adapts. It gets used to these frequent surges, raising the bar for what feels interesting or fun. Just like someone who drinks regularly needs more alcohol to feel the effects, your dopamine tolerance increases. Suddenly, normal activities like reading, meditating, studying, or even having a simple conversation seem almost unbearably dull by comparison. That's why when you sit down to study or try to work on a business idea, your brain resists. It simply doesn't offer the same dopamine payoff. Hours spent on games or scrolling past smoothly because your brain's hunger for reward is satisfied. But try to learn your brain how to suffer, to push through something challenging, and you run into what feels like a brick wall. Here's the secret. You can reverse this. You can teach your mind to crave hard things and make low dopamine activities feel rewarding again. The answer is called dopamine detox, a powerful way to reset your reward circuits so effort, challenge, and suffering start to feel good. If you're with me so far, smash that like and let me know in the comments if you've ever tried cutting out social media or video games. Did you notice your motivation shift? So what does it actually look like to learn your brain how to suffer? How do you reprogram yourself so you want the grind rather than mindless comfort? Start with the dopamine detox. Commit to just one full day where you strip away all high dopamine triggers. That means no phone, no computer, no social media, no video games, no snacking on junk food, no YouTube, no music, no little pleasure spikes, nothing but the basics. Expect to feel bored, distracted, even a bit antsy. This suffering is exactly the point. You're letting your brain come down from the artificial highs and resetting its baseline. Suddenly, taking a simple walk, writing your thoughts on a piece of paper, meditating, or even doing some light exercise begins to feel much more interesting because everything else is off the table. Why does this brain hack work so well? Imagine you eat every meal at a Michelin-starred restaurant. Fast food would taste plain, almost disgusting by comparison. But if you were stranded on a deserted island for days with nothing, that same simple food would taste incredible. When you deprive your brain of constant excitement, the simple, hard things start to feel satisfying again. You're literally retraining your neural reward system. The more you practice, the more you learn your brain how to suffer, the more you start to crave the work that actually improves your life. If going cold turkey for a whole day sounds intimidating, start smaller. Designate just one day a week to eliminate a single high dopamine trigger, maybe no video games on Sunday or zero social media on Wednesdays. Even mild regular deprivation lets your brain's dopamine receptors recover, allowing motivation and enthusiasm for mundane tasks to creep back. You'll find yourself more willing to study, clean, exercise, read, or plan your goals, simply because you're not constantly rewarding yourself with easy hits every few minutes. And if you're finding value in this is a perfect moment to remind you. If you want more science-backed mindset hacks like this, make sure you're subscribed and leave your dopamine detox ideas in the comments. Here's where things get powerful. Instead of always avoiding high dopamine activities, flip the script. Use them as intentional rewards for real effort. Track your hard work activities, studying, practicing a skill, exercising, or anything else meaningful. And after finishing a solid block, allow yourself a limited period of your favorite leisure activity. For example, you might set a rule. For every hour spent on deep work, you get 15 minutes of gaming or social browsing, but only at the end of your work session or even the end of your day. This way, your brain starts to associate pleasure and reward with effort and discipline, not just with mindless consumption. This is a game changer for anyone who struggles with procrastination or staying focused. You're rewiring your reward loop and bit by bit, teaching yourself to love the suffering, learning your brain how to suffer for meaningful growth. A few key things to keep in mind. Don't use genuinely harmful behaviors as rewards. If you know something damages your health or well-being, pick another treat. A favorite meal, time spent outside, an episode of your favorite series, or a small purchase. You want the reward to feel good, but not undo your progress. You'll notice that after a few rounds of this, you actually start looking forward to productive, challenging work. The dopamine that used to be hooked on mindless entertainment is now linked to personal growth, self-improvement, and accomplishment. Suddenly, reading a book, practicing piano, or building a new project becomes exciting. Your mind has learned how to suffer, and now it seeks out difficulty because you've made that suffering part of your reward system. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Even if you fall off for a day, don't panic, just get back on track. Plan regular detox periods to keep your dopamine sensitivity in check, and always keep those hard things first, fun things after habits in play. You're not just a product of your cravings or your distractions. You can guide your brain, train your will, and literally learn your brain how to suffer for growth, for mastery, for the satisfaction of doing what matters, not just what's easy. If you're ready to keep hacking your brain and leveling up your mindset, watch the next video on the Growth Mindset Project channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss out on the secrets to rewiring your life. Your journey to mastering hard things starts now.